Hey there, fellow brothers and sisters. Welcome to Irish Drifters Podcast, where every journey has a story. I'm John and I'll be your guide through uncharted paths and unforgettable moments. Let's hit the road together. Subscribe, and let's get drifting.
Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. I'm thrilled you're here today. If you're new, my name is John. Guys, before we jump into today's story, make sure to hit the subscribe button so you don't miss out in any future episodes. Let's get to it. The moment I cracked open the spiky shell, the overwhelming smell hit me like a punch to the face. Sweet, musty, and totally like anything I had ever smelled before. The air thickened with pungent aroma as I hesitated, holding the fruit in my hand. It looked assuming, like a simple, odd-shaped melon. But the stench, oh my word, the stench had began to already swirl all around me. I had seen it in the markets before, always with its spiky, intimidating exterior, but I never tried it. You know, durian is a well-known fruit in Malaysia, and most people love it there, and some hate it. That was all I knew. But the curiosity to taste something new, something so legendary, grew inside me, like a seed that needed to be planted. I found myself thinking about it at odd moments, while walking through the city, while eating something else. The thought of durian lingered within. One morning, I woke up feeling bold. And without hesitation, I said, today's the day I'll grab it. I grabbed my wallet, threw on my shoes, and headed out to the nearest market. There was no turning back now. I was committed. My heart was racing a little faster than usual as I approached the market stall, and my palms were a little sweaty. So I took a bite, and my taste buds weren't immediately overwhelmed, we can say. It was like chewing on something creamy, yet pungent. Like a mix between garlic, onion, and almonds, all wrapped in a strange sweetness. The texture was slimy and mushy, but the taste was a real shock. I chewed slowly, hoping for the magic that everyone locally talked about. But nothing changed. My face contorted instinctively as my friend laughed on. Yeah, this wasn't what I expected. It was worse. I felt a strange heat in my chest as I swallowed. I remember I wasn't sure if I was gonna gag or laugh. Something interesting, guys. Durian's reputation as a love it or hate it fruit stems from its extreme taste and smell, which evoke strong reactions. Some people, like myself, try it multiple times before they can even begin to enjoy it. So, I couldn't shake the feeling of disappointment after the first bite. It wasn't what I expected, but then again, how could it be? Maybe I was just unprepared for the whole experience. Was it me? Was I just not open to it? Even though I wasn't 100% sure if I'd like it, I decided to try it again. Maybe the second time will be different. That's what I thought at the time. So I found myself standing in front of another durian market, ready for round two. I stared at what felt like an eternity at the time, but I felt hopeful this time. Maybe I just needed a bit more time to appreciate it. I thought as I cut into the durian, the texture was still odd, but it was familiar by now. I took a bite, convinced that this would be the time it clicked. The taste, though just as pungent as before, seemed less threatening. But just like before, the taste hit me like a wall. I could already tell this wasn't going to work. The flavour was still the same. The texture still unappealing. It was clear this fruit wasn't for me. I sat there, feeling stunned. The second bite still lingering on my tongue. It wasn't any better, and it wasn't any worse. It was exactly what I feared. A cycle of disappointment that I couldn't escape. By the third time, I thought, this is it. the final trial, I braced myself, wondering if maybe I could learn to appreciate it. I took a bite, but even before it hit my taste buds, I knew this wasn't gonna change. The expectation, the hope, it all crumbled away with the first bite. Then I knew it wasn't gonna change. The flavor, the texture, they hadn't altered, and I had already accepted it wasn't for me. It wasn't the fruit that was the problem. It was me. It was a lesson. Something I wasn't willing to accept at first, but had to come to understand. Durian and I were just not meant to be. In the end, I realized that some experiences are not just for you. And that's okay. And I didn't need Durian to appreciate the adventure. It wasn't about the fruit. It was about embracing the journey of trying something new and learning what doesn't work for me. And sometimes that's just as important as finding something you love. While my experience with Durian may have ended in disappointment, I realized that it wasn't about the fruit at all. It was about trying something new, stepping out of my comfort zone, and learning that growth often comes from this discomfort. Now, I want to hear from you. Have you ever had an experience like this? Something you thought you would love, but ended up hating? Share your stories with me, and let's keep the conversation going. Share your thoughts in the comments below. And if you found this story thought-provoking, make sure to hit the subscribe button for more content. As always, remember, the world is your garden. Get drifting. See you guys in the next one.